It's either just lying on your back in Shavasana. We're going to do a back bending practice today. So if there's something that helps you get ready for back bending, you can take that. And after a couple minutes, we'll have you stand up and chant Om and get moving into our sun salutation. One more minute. Well, let's begin on our feet. So just inhale, come all the way up to a standing position. That cold sore. All right, let's wake up that connection to breath with the sound of Om. Got your head cut off. There we go. All right, hands together, lower the chin, close your eyes. Inhale. Beautiful. Have great practice. So, hands to the side. We can join the feet through the big toes, or if it feels more natural, put a little bit space, like a couple inches between the feet and the ankles. Now, the first neurological connection is to the legs. So we want to engage the quadricep muscle, engage the thigh muscle. Feel as though the kneecap lifted up. It presses the back of the thigh towards the wall behind you. Helps you to stand taller, that first neurological link into the legs. Now use that connection in your legs to find that first neutral pelvis by bringing the belly in, the navel up and in, or think of the sacrum, the tailbone at the back of the body going down in space towards the heels. We call that a neutral pelvis, and we want to keep that neutral pelvis for the rest of the practice. Now those ribs that are just above your stomach, pull those in towards the body, so those same ribs at the back of the body move out up into the skin. Now take a deeper, better breath. Breathe evenly into the front body as you breathe into the back of the body. Lungs are in the back, just like they're in the front. You're gazing straight forward. Chin is parallel to the floor. Here is where we begin to move. On your next inhale, lift up your arms and bring the palms together above your head. As you exhale, you fold down your legs, taking that first forward bend. Then inhale, you lift up from the thighs and the knees. And put the hands down as the foundation. Exhale back to plank, high plank, and lower all the way to the floor. Point the toes back. Hands are just behind the armpits. Inhale, come up, keeping the arms bent or straight. And then exhale, press back to your downward facing dog. Holding our down dog for that count of 5. Remember, you always have that freedom just to breathe at your own pace for 4. 3. There we go. and 2. And 1, wherever you are now, bend the knees. Inhale, step, jump back to the feet, and then lift up from the thighs and the knees. Exhale, fold back down into your legs. Inhale, when you rise up, find that neutral pelvis. Bring the hands together. Exhale, release the arms. Number 2 is just like that. Inhale, lift up through the arms without lifting those front ribs. Exhale, forward bend all the way down the legs. Inhale, lift up away from the legs. Now use the hands down. Exhale, back to plank and lower, finding that neutral pelvis. Then inhale, lift the head up to the ceiling. And exhale, fold at the hip as you lift up the hips. Reset the feet. And then you open the feet a little bit wider than you do in your samasthiti, that first position. For 1, we got our hands shoulder distance apart. 2, as we look back between our legs, the feet are closer together than the hands. 3, we got our toes pointing straight forward. 4, we got our middle finger or the index finger pointing straight forward. 5, you take 1 more deeper, better breath and then bend the knees. Look forward, inhale, step or jump between the thumbs. Create a long lifted spine. Exhale, fold down into your legs. Inhale, rise up, keep the belly up and in, hands together. Exhale, release. With more sound, inhale, lift through the arms. A smoother sound, exhale down the legs. Smooth inhale, lifts up the chest and the chin. Hands down, smooth exhale, down to your low plank or belly position. Reset, inhale, hear the sound as you lift. Exhale, hear the sound as you press back. Meaning if I didn't talk so much, you could literally just listen to the sound of your breath the whole practice. It's how we become more subtle, is paying attention to things that we rarely notice. Getting quiet and intimate with the body. Say another 3. Same sound, inhaling or exhaling. And 2. Inhale in. And exhale, bend the knees. Look forward. Inhale with sound, hop to the feet, and then lift up from the knees. Exhale with sound, release the head. Follow the sound up. Inhale, rise. With sound, exhale, release. 2 more just like that. Inhale, more life in the breath as we lift the arms. Exhaling all the way down the front of the legs. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Look slightly in front of the toes. Hands down, exhale, jump back. Lower down, reaching the tailbone towards the heels. Inhale, lift, but without locking your elbows. Exhale, press back without locking the elbows. For 1, meaning every time the hand touches, spread the fingers. And 2, put as much weight into the knuckles as you do into the palm or where the wrist is. 3, little micro bend in the hinge joint of the elbow. And then 4, turn your inner arm, the bicep, up towards the ceiling. And then turn the outer arm, the shoulder, down towards the floor. And then bend your knees. With a smooth sound, inhale, jump forward and lift up. Smooth exhale, fold down, let the head hang loose. Follow your breath up. Inhale, rise, neutral pelvis, arms up, hands together. Exhale, release. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, take a little lift. Then use the hands down. To exhale, jump back and lower down, all in one smooth exhale. Inhale, hear the sound when you take lift. Exhale, hear the sound as you fold back. Listening to the sound. For 1, 2, 3, 4. One more deeper, better breath. Finish the exhale with your knees bent. Look forward to where you're gonna hop or step. Inhale, hop or step there. Lift through the chest and chin. Exhale, fold into your legs. Inhale, lifts the body, lifts the spine, lifts the arms, brings the hands together. And exhale, standing tall in our Samasthiti. Version B just gets a little longer. Bend your knees and inhale, sweep the arms up, Utkatasana position. Exhale, fold down as you straighten your legs. Inhale, take that little lift up from the knees. Hands become the foundation. Exhale, jump back and lower all in one smooth motion. Reset. Inhale, lift your upper body, shoulders and head. Exhale, lift the back of the body, hips. Now turn the left foot out and step your right foot forward. Inhale, rise all the way up, raise the arms, maybe bring the palms together. Exhale, hands down first, step back to plank second, and then lower down to reset. Inhale, take lift. Exhale, fold at the hip. Now turn the right foot out, step your left foot forward. Inhale, lifts you from the body, from the floor. Exhale, takes you down. Hands, feet, supports the spine as you lower. Then inhale, extending the spine to lift. And then exhale, fold at the hip. And then stay. And breathe. Because after all, this is all just one big breathing practice. Trying to make that breath the same constant. What changes is the shape of the body. Say another count of 3. Body's getting warmer. Body is opening up. It's becoming a little more malleable. A little more spacious for 2. And 1. Right about now, you bend your knees, look forward, inhale, step, jump forward into that long lifted spine position. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, sit down. So bend the knees, raise the arms. And exhale, stand tall. And release. We're going to do 2 more like that. As you lower the hips, inhale up through the arms. Exhaling as you fold down the legs. Inhale, lift through the chin, looking forward. And hands down, exhale, jump back, lower down, one smooth motion. Inhale, lifts the chest. Exhale, lifts through the hips. Left foot turns, right foot steps. Inhale brings you all the way up into your warrior. Exhale, all the way back down to chaturanga, that low plank position. Reset. Press down to inhale, lift. Press down, exhale, and fold. Now turn the right foot out. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, maybe even look at the hands above the head. Exhale all the way down to chaturanga, your low plank position. Neutral pelvis, then inhale, take the back bend. Exhale, take the forward bend. For 1. 2. Feeling and noticing all the sensations in the body. 3. 4. One more breath. 5, bend the knees. Inhale, back to the feet. Lift through the spine. Exhale, fold your spine into your legs. Lower the hips. Inhale, lift up the arms. Utkatasana. Exhale to release. Samasthiti. Last one, and then we'll move on to your standing poses. Bend the knees. Inhale. Fold down. Exhale. Lengthen the spine. Inhale. Plant palms. Exhale. Jump back to lower. Lift. Inhale. Fold back. Exhale. Right side warrior. Inhale. That's your left side. Good catch. Exhale down. Hands down, feet back, you lower. Inhale takes your lift. Exhale takes the fold. Your left side warrior. Inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way back down. Inhale all the way back up, following the breath. Exhale, folding back. 1. 2. 3. 4. One more breath. 5. Bend the knees. Look forward. Inhale to the feet and lift. Exhale, fold down. Utkatasana. Inhale. Release. Exhale. Samasthiti. Inhale. Separate your feet the width of your hips. Exhale. Fold down your legs so you can hook your big toes. The chest and the chin are up. Take an inhale. And then from that position, exhale, fold down the rest of the way. In other words, let the head hang nice and loose for 1. The thigh muscle is still active. Kneecaps are still lifting for 2. You're gently creating space at the back of the thigh for 3. As your arms and your hands gently pull on those big toes for 4. Arms and legs all contributing to the forward bend. 5. Now you can stay with your big toes, or inhale, lift your chest and chin up. Exhale there. Take your hands and slide them underneath your feet. And then exhale, fold back down into the second set, Padahastasana. 1. Get more involved in the breathing process. 2. The breath is way more important than how much you think you're stretching your hamstrings. 3. Lengthening the breath. 4. Connecting your awareness to what is the right side of your mat and the left side of your mat, because that's going to come in handy on the next little set of standing poses we're about to do. Inhale, lift your chin. Exhale, remove the hands from underneath your feet. Inhale, just come up into a standing upright position, meaning don't raise the arms. And then exhale the feet back together, Samasthiti. Now turn 90 degrees, so you turn to face the right side of the mat, and separate your feet the length of one of your legs, approximate. Arms up, parallel to the floor. Now turn your right foot 90 degrees to the back, and you'd keep your left foot pointing at the side of the mat. Now exhale, reach your right arm over the stable right leg. And when you can't reach it any further, then lower the hand down towards your big toe. Turn the gaze up towards your top thumb. For 1, equally press down into both feet. 2, put a little micro bend in the front knee so it doesn't hyperextend. 3, the action of that right leg is to push the right hip deep underneath. 4, so we feel the top hip, which is the lift hip, coming right up on top of it. Take one more breath, and then finish your exhale. Then on the inhale, you come back up, you turn your right foot to the right side, and then you turn your left foot to the front, and then exhale, you reach as far as you can over that front edge of the mat, and then you lower the left arm straight down. You raise the top right arm up in space, and the gaze, so you turn the chin and look up in space for 1. Now it's the left hip being pushed underneath the body, right hip coming on top for 2. Creating length and space along the sides of the rib cages for 3. Noticing how this pose is affecting your breath for 4. Take one more. Then on that next inhale, you're going to lift all the way back up. Now you're going to turn your hips from the right side, and you're going to turn them all the way around to face the back. We're going to take our left arm in the air. And on the exhale, you're going to take your left hand to the floor, inside of the foot or the outside of the foot. Just depends what one you can reach. Raise the right shoulder, and then reach up through the right arm. Parvarita Trikonasana for 1. So if you're a little unstable, adjust the back foot into a place of stability. 2, sometimes when we line the heels in a straight line, it's like doing this position on a balance beam. 3, so just make a little wider stance, because if you're shaking, you're wobbling, it's going all the way up into the spine. 4, take one more breath, and look down when you exhale, so you got the balance. Come up, inhale. Exhale, turn around, face the front. Square the hips. Inhale, extend the right arm in the air. And then exhale, just take a forward bend, and then press the right hand into the floor, inner foot or outer foot for 1. Not to the top of the foot, because the top of the foot is not that stable for 2. Have that one hand in 2 feet in a place of stability to support the spine for 3. Can you breathe into the ribs of the back for 4, and take one more breath. And then you lift up on that next inhale, and then you reset, big toes together, Samasthiti, exhale. Now let's do that pair again with Parsva Konasana. Turn to the right, take a wider stance with your arms up. We turn the right foot to the back, left foot pointing to the side. We're gonna bend the right knee this time. We're gonna reach the right arm towards the back. We lower the right arm to the right side of the right leg. And then it's that left arm that we point towards the back edge. So you're lengthening now that whole left side of the body, like so, for 1. Have very little weight in the bottom hand for 2. You can put hand on the block, there you go. 3. You're gonna roll that shoulder just like your downward dog would. 4, taking one more, and your next inhale would lift you out of that right side. You would turn your right foot first to the side, left foot to the front, and then you start to bend that left knee, lower the front arm, and it's the back arm that reaches now towards the front edge of the mat for 1. Now, even though the front arm, the top arm is reaching, pull the shoulder back towards the hip for 2. Remember how each position is a reflection of that first position, Samasthiti, for 3. So the top arm is going to extend forward like so. For 4, you got it. Take one more. And then you'd come up with your next inhale. Now, like the last twist, turn the hips to face the back, bend the right knee. So move your back foot back. This foot stays. Raise the left arm up, inhale. With the hips square, exhale, take the back of the arm to the outside of the knee. If you just get there, put your hands into prayer or reach down to the floor with the hand. And if you take that variation, you take the same top arm, so you'd point it towards the back edge of the mat for 1. Parvarita, which means revolved or twisted. Parsva Konasana, extended side angle position. We're already at 2. Twist love to squeeze the lungs and shorten the breath. 3. 4, taking one more. And then follow your next inhale up out of the right side. Turn to face the front, exhale. Bend the left knee, inhale. Right arm this time exhales to the outside of the knee. For 1, to create more length in the spine, wiggle your back foot away from you. For 2, whether you have the sole of the foot down or the heel up. 3, as you wiggle the back foot away, then reach the crown of your head in the opposite direction. So the body's getting longer as we're twisting it. For 4, take one more, and then follow your next inhale to come up. And 1 exhale, step the big toes together. That same step to the right, inhale, hands on the hips this time. And then exhale, fold down, hands to the floor, shoulder distance apart, just like your down dog would. You take an inhale in this halfway up position, hands are on the floor. And then exhale, lower the head to the floor and start to walk the hands back so that your hand is right underneath the elbow. For 1. Then use the hands to help your head come closer to the floor. For 2. If you can get the head to the floor, press the crown of the head down. For 3. Keeping those legs active, the quadricep muscle active, all the same stuff. A straight leg is a straight leg in yoga. For 4, take one more. And then finish the exhale. Then inhale, come halfway up with chest and chin. Exhale there, put your hands on the hips. Inhale, come up. Exhale once you're there, all the way up. There you go. Arms, inhale out, parallel. Hands, exhale to the hip bones. Inhale, keep the feet in that slight inward rotation. Exhale, tilt the pelvis forward and lower the head down. And keep the hands right where you have them this time. For 1. Those muscles under the armpits are pulling the shoulders and the shoulder blades up to the hips. For 2. But feel the gravity pulling the spine down to the floor. For 3, still trying to reach the head to the floor. 4, take one more breath. Finish the exhale. It's the inhale that brings you all the way up. Exhale once you're there. Arms, inhale out. Hands for the first time, exhale behind the back of the body. Arms straight, fingers interlaced. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold back down, head down. And then reach the hands away from the lower back. Head and hands coming closer to the floor. For 1. Breathing into the upper portions of the lungs. For 2. Reaching the hands away from the body with the exhales. For 3. 4, take one more. And on your next inhale, you come all the way up in 1 lift. Exhale, put your hands on your hips. We got 1 more like that. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, fold down and reach for those big toes like we've done already. Inhale, bend the elbows up to the ceiling if you can. And exhale back to using your arms to help the head come closer to the floor. 4th and final variation of Prasarita Padottanasana. Counting down from 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. On your next inhale, you come halfway up. Exhale, release your toes. Inhale, come all the way up. And one exhale, step back into Samasthiti. Now, before we move our feet, we're going to take our hands into that reverse prayer. So you're going to turn the palms to the back. You're going to bring the tips of the fingers up towards the back of the skull. And then you move the elbows towards the wall behind you to join the four corners of the palms together. Now, we're going to step back with your right foot. You're going to turn to the right side. And you turn all the way around and face the back edge of the mat. So you've got to do your right leg first. Now take an inhale. And then exhale, you're going to forward bend down the inside of the right leg. For one, so you reach the crown of the head to the top of your right foot. For two, as that right foot pushes into the ground, making the back heel heavier. For three, that back foot is like a warrior foot, so it's just out at 45 degrees. Four, more weight in the back heel than the front heel. One more breath. And use your next inhale to lift out of the right side. Exhale, you're going to turn all the way around back to the front. You're going to square your hips, and then you're going to lower right back down into the second side of Parsvottanasana. One. Remember, it's a breathing practice. Two. Try to breathe into the area of the back where you feel the hands. Three. Four. Take one more of your breaths. And you lift up with your next inhale. You release the hands from the back. Exhale, feet together. Samasthiti. Now we're going to do one balance pose. You're going to start by putting your left hand on your left hip. You're going to look down at the floor, find something to look at, and find your balance. Inhale. You're either going to lift a bent right leg, hold on to the knee, or you go a little bit deeper. You're going to reach for the big toe with your peace fingers, and you're going to straighten out your right leg. Counting down from 5. Keep focused on that point on the floor for balance. 4. Reaching the head up to the ceiling. For 3. Meaning try to open the back of your left knee. For 4, take one more, and then finish that exhale. Now take an inhale, and then exhale. Start to open the arm and the leg at about 45 degrees to the side. Not all the way out to 90 degrees, because then it turns the hips towards the side. Now turn your chin off the left shoulder. Already at 2. 3. Notice the effect of balance on the breath. For 4. 5. Now inhale, bring the leg to the front. Then exhale, release the foot and bring this right hand onto the right hip. Counting down. 5. Play around with lifting the leg bone but lowering the hip bone. 4. When it cramps, just wiggle the foot. For 3. For 2, lift a little higher before you exhale and lower it down in space. Equal weight in both feet. Right hand, right hip. Left arm is out. Inhale, raises the left leg. Exhale. 1. 2. The work is always the standing leg, not the leg that's lifted. 3. 4. 5. Inhale. Exhale, opens the arm and the leg and slowly turns the chin so it's now over top of the right shoulder. 2. 3. 4. One more. 5. Inhale, coming forward with the gaze in the leg. Last set, hands to hips. For 1. 2. 3. 4. Lift a little higher before you exhale and then lower the leg down. Good. Reconnect to your samasthiti. We're going to take a flow to downward dog from here. So you root into your legs. Inhale, sweep up through the arms, just like a sun salutation A. Exhale, forward bend down, hands to the floor. Inhale, lift the chest and the chin up. Maybe the hands come up too, but put your hands down to exhale your feet back, lowering down with that neutral pelvis. Inhale, lifting through your back bend, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale all the way up into your Adho Mukha, downward dog. Now look to your hands. Utkatasana. Inhale, you jump forward. Keep the knees bent, the hips down, arms up, all in one smooth, graceful motion. 1. Just sit low enough to challenge your legs. 2. Lift high enough, challenge your arms and your back. 3. Go down and up, all in the same position. 4. We're going to do a Bakasana crow. And 5, it would be the exhale that takes you down into a low squat position. So open the knees out to the side. Sit down nice and low. Now take your bent arm underneath your bent knee. Take your other bent arm underneath your other bent knee. All the weight is in your feet. So start to move your head forward. So more weight is coming into the hand. Keep moving the head forward. So you're now on the balance of the tips of the toes. If you move your head a little bit more, you don't even need to lift the feet. You're just balancing with half your body weight in front of the hands and half your body weight behind the hands. That's enough for now. We'll do this again just a little bit later on the sequence. So jump back to plank or jump back to your low plank and move through the flow. Now from your downward dog, turn your left foot out at 45 degrees. Step your right foot straight forward. Inhale, come up, square the hips, square the shoulders, extend through the arms. And we're going to lift the chin and you look up at the hands. For 1, Virabhadrasana A position. 2, right hip coming back, left hip going forward. 3, it's going to be our last 2 standing poses, and then everything else will be down on the floor. 4, take 1 more breath. Finish the exhale. Now inhale, straighten the front leg. Arms stay up. And you're going to turn to the left side. So you turn this way, and you keep turning all the way around to do your left side. So exhale, bend the left knee. Square the hips to the back edge of the mat. That's right. So you'd be doing more of this type of motion. You got it. The back foot turned in at 45 degrees is what is giving your ability the hips to turn towards that back edge. You got it. Now take 1 more breath. Inhale in. Then as you exhale, take your arms to the length of the mat. And then you're going to open your back foot and point it at the side. Left leg never changed. It's just the back foot that we open. You're going to look right down the middle finger. That front knee, which is the left knee, is still bent, meaning you're still on the left side. So this foot to here. This one is still bent. Arms the length of the mat. And you're gazing right down the middle finger. Bringing the belly button as close to the spine as you can. Now inhale, straighten your left leg. Turn the left foot to the left side. Then turn your right foot to the front. And then exhale, start to track that right knee over the right ankle. Look straight down the middle finger. And to keep finding and searching that neutral pelvis, bring the belly button as close to the back of the body as possible. Almost there. 3. And 2. And 1. From here, you'd go down with the exhale with the 2 hands. You know what to do from there. You'd step back to plank, low plank. You reset. You move with flow. Now our first position in the second sequence is a twist. So I want you to look at your hands. Inhale, jump your big toes together between the hands. And you're going to sit down onto the backs of the heels. Maybe your heels come up. Maybe your heels stay down. It all just depends how much space we have in the Achilles. This is one of the few poses. We're going to go to the left side first. So you put your left hand behind you. Inhale, you take the back of the right arm, you press it into your left knee, and you put your hands into a prayer position. And you press the elbow to the knee, and you press palm to palm, left side. You're opening your left armpit to the wall behind you. That same count to 5. 4. 3. 2. Now inhale, look forward. Exhale, release the twist. Put the right hand behind you for balance. Inhale the left arm into that right knee. Exhale, press palm to palm. You got it. Pashasana. 1. 2. 3. Got quiet in here. 4. Take one more. 5. Here, you can use your bakasana to jump back to your plank position. So face the front, get under the knees, plant your hands, lift the feet up, jump them back, move on through. Now you get to your down dog. This time, inhale, jump through to a seated position. Straighten out the legs. Now we're going to take our right leg. We're going to point the right toes to the wall behind us with the right heel on the outside of the right hip. Now, folding the right leg into place like so, if this feels like it's pushing you over to your left side, you can slide a block underneath your hips so you don't feel like you're the leaning tower over to the left side. Now, we got 2 things we can do here. 1, inhale, take the foot at the front with your 2 hands, and exhale, take a forward bend. Or you can start to bend the left leg. You can lift the leg up about 45 degrees. And when you take the leg in the air, you're going to point the foot more like a gymnast would. And you'd hold a little bit closer to the heel so you can extend through the toes. You got it. Like so. So you might feel a little bit of the stretch on the top of the foot or the top of the shin. You got it. We're already at 2 of crunch asana. 3. And do a little flow in between the 2 sides. And 4, take one more and lower your leg down with your exhale. Put the hands on the ground. You step, jump, float, levitate back to plank, low plank, and you know what to do from there. Inhale, hop through to seated, and exhale. Now let's take our left leg into varasana. So close the knee, put the top of the foot on the floor, point the toes behind us, and repeat what you did on the right side. So maybe you did a forward bend with your leg on the ground, or maybe you lifted the leg, inhale, and then you did your forward bend to your leg in space. 1. It's breathing practice. 2, notice all the breathing sensations. 3, breathing into the ribs of the back body. 4, take one more, and the leg lowers down, exhale. Hands down, step, jump, float back to plank. You know what to do from there. Stop when we get to our downward dog. So that we can go on to the belly. Inhale to push-up position, plank. Exhale, lower onto the mat. 2 little baby back bends. Straighten your arms and put your hands at your hips. So take the arms the other way. Back here. There we go. So we got the palm of the hand turned up and the back of your hand pressing into the floor. Now, inner rotate the legs, so you join your big toes, they touch, and then turn the heels and the ankles out in space. You create space between the heels. The back of the hand presses down. Now use an inhale and lift everything up that can lift except the hands. So that's the face, the chest, the shoulders. That would be the tops of the feet. Your kneecaps would lift. Even parts of your thighs would lift off the ground. And when you keep lifting the feet up, keep turning and rotating the heels out. We're already at 3. We're going to do a second set of this. So you're going to stay up in 2, 1. Keep everything up. Now take the hands, put them on the floor, halfway between the hip and the armpit. 1. Palm down. 2. So that you're pulling, you had your hands right. You had them in the right spot. You're just going to draw the elbows back. 3. And what you're doing is you're pushing yourself forward versus pushing yourself up. 4. Take 1 more. And then on the 5th breath, just press the feet to the floor and inhale, lift up into your up dog. Press the thighs back, exhale. Press the thighs back, exhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. There we go. Inhale in your down dog. Then on an exhale, we're going to take a 2-legged varasana. So lower your knees to the floor, separate the feet, and sit your bum down between the 2 feet. And if you don't come onto the ground between your feet, place the block between the heels. Now take the arms out in front. Interlace the right arm over the left arm and have the palms join like so. Elbows up at the height of the shoulders, and you move the hands out away from the face. 5. 4. No pain in the knees. Any pain in the knees telling you you're too low, place a block underneath. 3. 4. Take 1 more. Exhale, give the arms a little shake. Other side. Inhale. Same count of 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. One more set. Exhale, give the arms a little shake. Now we're going to bring the hands together at the back of the neck. So if that's a little long, what we do is point the right elbow up with a strap in the hand. You would then just take the strap at the bottom and you'd wiggle walk your hands a little closer together. Same count of 5. So the right elbow is pointing up, left elbow is pointing down. 4. If you don't have a belt, use a sock. 3. 2. 1 more. Exhale, give them a little shake. 1 more side yet to go, and then we take a flow. Left elbow is going to point straight up. Right elbow points straight down. 1. 2. 3. 4. Take 1 more breath. And as you exhale, release your pose. Walk your hands forward to a plank position. You know what to do from there. Take a vinyasa flow. Stop when you get to your downward dog. So that from downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, inhale back to your plank position. Exhale, lower down to the floor. One set of dhanurasana, bow position, bend your knees. Take both hands back, grab the outer edge of your ankles and bring your feet together so that you can feel they are evenly doing the same thing behind the back of the body. Inhale, press the feet into the arms so that you can lift yourself up off the mat in the process. Same count of 5. Making your legs work for 4. Making the arms work by resisting the legs for 3. And 2, take one more of your breaths. Release when you exhale. Hands come down, feet come down. That is your foundation. Take a flow and return to this exact same position on your stomach. Back to plank, back to the belly, and we do it all over again. 3 sets now. Bend the knees. Reach back, grab the ankles. Bring the feet together. Inhale, lift back up into your dhanurasana. Exhale, get over onto the right side, right shoulder and right hip, parsva for 1. Keep pressing the feet into the hands. 2. Feel the feet are evenly behind the back of the body for 3. 4. 5. Inhale, come back to the belly. Exhale, roll over onto the other side, left shoulder, left hip. 1. And the legs burn, that sensation you're doing it right. 2. The burn is the buildup of lactic acid. You're getting more acidic for 3. How your body deals with it is by exhaling for 4. Deeper, better breaths help you to deal with what's going on the inside. 5. Inhale, last set, back to the belly for 5. Last set, 4. Last set will be over in 3. Like all pain, it will eventually end in 2. 1. Exhale. Hands down, feet down. Take a flow. Stop when you get to your downward dog. When you get to down dog, take an inhale there. And exhale, lower down to your knees. And stand upright on your knees. Now put your hands in a prayer position. So this is just a little exercise to wake up your legs for how you're going to use them in your camel position. You're going to just do 5 of these. And all you're going to do is you're going to lean back into the strength of your legs, keep the chin close to the chest, and you're going to inhale and come back up. Exhale back, inhale up, do 5 of those, and you just experiment with how low you can go. You go too low, you'll just fall back. Take 5. Exhale back, inhale up. Do 5 of those, and then take a vinyasa. After 5, hands down, step jump back, take flow. After flow, lower back down to the knees, and we'll do 1 set of your Ustrasana camel pose. Down to the knees. Inhale, stand up. Maybe have a little bit more space between the knees. The same entry in, so put your hands in prayer. Now we're going to bend at the knee, lean back in space, and when you know you're close to the heels, take both hands back so the palms are turned forward, thumbs on the outside of the ankles. You got it. Now you press the feet down, you press those thighs forward, you press the hip bones forward, and even though you are lifting the chest, Those ribs that are just above your stomach, you're pulling those down into the body. We're already at 3. Thighs forward, hips forward for 4. And then we want to symmetrically come out of the back bend at 5. So you bring both hands out at the same time, hands down to the floor, you step back to plank, low plank, and you take a flow from there. Here's where we do our second set of bakasana crow. And how we would do it here is we would jump into our crow from downward dog. But I don't want my student here to show off too much online, so we're going to have her jump to her feet and come back to that squat position. Open the knees out, bent arm under the bent knee, hand down, like so. So the upper arm bone is the platform for the knee. All the weight is in the feet. So all we got to just start to do is just move the head forward. And you'll notice you start to move off the toes into the tips of the toes. And you just find that sweet spot where you have as much of your body weight in front of the hands as behind the hands. And that's where the balance comes from. And then the practice develops strength. We get stronger. This thing gets easier. And then we can just do it for a longer period of time. Or maybe a longer period of time without it affecting and challenging our breath. When you had enough, playing around on your hands, another breath, another 5 breaths. Maybe you can press from your bakasana crow up to a handstand, and from a handstand back into flow. I said maybe. Don't want to show off too much. After this down dog, inhale, jump through to seated position. And we'll get off the arms. So like we've done already, we're going to take the left leg first into that varasana position. Then what we're going to do is we're going to pull the right leg in. We're going to put the right knee out to the ground, so the heel to the groin, or if it can go there, the right foot comes up into half lotus. If we just have the foot on the ground, we take the right hand around the back, we help it as far as it can go, and maybe we just hold on to some pants or something at the back of the body. And then the left hand takes the half lotus knee, and the 2 arms are going to turn your upper body towards your right side so your chin is looking back off that right shoulder. That same smooth count of 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Option to flow or just to switch it over to the left side of your twist. Hands forward, step back. We move to keep the heat in the practice. You got enough heat in the body, just move on to the other side. We take the right leg first, varasana position. And the left leg into that half lotus or semi-half lotus position. Left hand is the one going around the back. And the right arm is the one coming around the front. Ardha Matsyendrasana. 1. 2. 3. 4. Wherever you're at, take 1 more breath. And then we all take a flow here. So come out with your inhale, put the hands down, step, jump back. You know what to do. Link your breath and the movement together. There's no set speed. It's the pace at which you move with your breath. From this down dog, inhale, jump back to seated. And exhale, you're going to lie down on your back for the first time. And we're going to start what is now the closing sequence. So you're going to bend your knees, put your 2 feet on the floor. Have your feet opened out at hip distance apart. To keep that neutral pelvis, it's better to have an extra inch between the feet than too little of an inch, meaning it's better to be wider than more narrow with the feet. Hands are beside the hips, and once we lift the hips up, you would take the hands together under the back, or you can start with your hands up on the floor above the shoulders, Urdhva Dhanurasana. We're going to do 3 of these with no vinyasa in between. So once you got your neutral pelvis, you're going to inhale, lift the 2 frontal hip bones up to the ceiling above, join the hands under the back body, and imagine where your knees would be if a block was there. So you're going to squeeze the block for 1. 2. 3. 4. Take 1 more of your breaths. And you lower down to the floor as you exhale. 5 count break. 3. Resetting our foundation if anything moved on us, so feet are straight. For 2. We still have that neutral pelvis. Belly button is down, tailbone reaching for the feet. For 1. On your next inhale, you lift yourself up. Counting down from 5. 4. 3. And 2. Take 1 more of your breaths. And you lower all the way down with your exhale. Looks good. Little break, and we'll do 1 more of those. This 3rd set is your last little dose of stimulation, after which we just start to close the body down, getting it ready for Shavasana after this last little effort. Being the last little effort, you can count to 5, count to 10. You want to stay up a little longer, after which we take a vinyasa float. So create the foundation, feet, hands, to create that length of spine. Then on your next inhale, you're lifting up. You count, as I said, of 5 or 10. Keep the feet down. There you go. Squeeze. There it goes. That's where you want to have the knees. You can do it, and you did do it. It's just you can't do it for very long. It's okay. When finished, roll to your right side, take a flow. Flow will bring you back to a seated position in which we take the counter pose, which is Paschimottanasana, your seated straight leg forward bend. You can do it actively by taking to the feet, or you can do it a little bit more passively by taking the arms underneath the backs of the knees. A slower count of 10. Notice that your breathing rate is slowing down, or the stimulation is leaving your body. Notice how things are changing the longer you're staying here. Or simply just notice whatever is happening on the inside. Let's take another count of 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. I'm going to take one more forward bend here. Inhale, come up. Exhale there. We're going to take Janu Shirshasana A. So we're going to take the right foot to the inside of your left femur. Then you're going to exhale, both hands to the left foot, and extend your spine forward in space. Same count of 10. Moving slightly your chest towards that left knee for 9. Breath getting longer for 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. On your next inhale, sit back up. Exhale, straighten out your right leg. One more side yet to go, and then we go upside down. Inhale, closing the left knee, sole of the foot along the inner right femur. Exhale, taking the right foot, chest to right knee, head moving towards the top of the foot. Counting down, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You take now your last flow of your practice. So come up, inhale. Cross your legs, exhale. Last movement of your practice. And then after which we're going to go upside down. And since we're kind of moving into that inversion, which is not that effortful, maybe if your place is a little chilly, you might want to put a hoodie on or some socks. So we're going to bring your mat up against the wall or a door or something in your house in which you can rest the backs of your legs against. Three minutes upside down. The suggestion here is your Viparani Karani. If, however, it is appropriate for you that you have a practice of Sarvangasana, which is your shoulder stand, or Shirshasana, your headstand, you may take those. Observing the effect of the position on your inner environment. 1 minute down, 2 to go. "90 seconds down, 90 to go." "30 seconds." On your exhale, coming down and coming into a seated cross-legged position. Cross-legged, half lotus or full lotus. We take the arms around the back, and you're going to hold the opposite elbow. And then on the exhale, you're going to lower your forehead down to the floor at the front. Count of 10. Yoga Mudra, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On your next inhale, sit up nice and tall. Make a mudra. Join your first finger and thumb. Put the hands to the fronts of your knees. Lower your chin halfway down towards your collarbones. And at this point, you can close your eyes. A slower count of 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We open our eyes. One last little effortful lift. And what would help is put the 2 blocks on the floor beside your hips. Hands on the blocks. Inhale, lifting, counting down, 10, 9, 8, make sure you breathe. 7, 6, 5, 4, you're doing it. 3, 2, 1, good work. Exhale. Awesome. Uncross your legs, lie down on your back, and take your much-deserved rests. No? Oh, unless you want to take another flow, go for it. Little reminder, if your place is a little chilly at home, remember to stay warm in your shavasana. Put some socks on or a hoodie or a toque. Even though it is the cooling part of the practice, we don't want the body to feel a chill. 6 minutes, and then I'll bring you out. Relax. Coming back to life with an inhale. Deepening the breath. Coming back into a more conscious state. Feel the effect you've had on yourself with your practice. The gift of yoga. Move your hands and arms and feet and toes and legs. Roll over onto your right side in fetal position and curl up into a little ball. Inhale, come on up, cross your legs. Join your hands. Lower your chin. Sound of Om. Inhale. Om. Hey, thank you so much for practicing with us today. Have a great weekend.